Hey there, I'm Jama, and over the past few years, I've become very interested in onomatology, the study of names. I've never really liked my name until I researched the meaning of it. My name means paradigm shifter, and I'd like to shift your paradigm by shining a light on onomatology and how it can potentially help you find your purpose, help you communicate better with others, or even both. In each episode, I ask someone 8 basic questions regarding their first name. So sit back, relax, and try to shift your paradigm with this next episode. All right, so this new episode, I am interviewing somebody who I don't really know, but I know we have some mutual connections, especially in the HR world. And I'm really excited to learn more about his name. So, welcome to the podcast, George.
It was nice to be with you, Jama. And um, I was very interested in doing this because my background is Greek, and in the
Okay.
Greek culture, names have always been very important and very traditional naming of children because of the history of Greeks and how they were naming their children. So, um, I know part of your question is, what's George mean?
Yeah.
And because at a young age, I knew that many gr names were derived from Greek origins. I recognized right away, and was told, of course, by family members that it meant earth worker or farmer
Okay.
because
Yeah.
the name George, the front part is Earth in English, and the last part is worker.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're saying you knew the meaning of your name before I
yeah,
approached
it came
you.
up pretty early because that's kind of how they do it. You
Okay.
get named and they explain the origin, and especially the name is a Greek name.
Yeah, definitely. I found the same thing. Farmer, earth worker.
Yeah,
And then I also found that like it became that name became more common in England with the German-born King George the First.
yeah,
So there is some symbolism of like farming that represents courage, good over evil, and dependability. I thought that was
right.
interesting.
Yeah. Well, it goes deeper than that because um, the patron saint of the UK is Saint George.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you find a lot of the kings were George, and now Prince William and Princess Kate have a child George. So that's
Yeah.
always been part of the English naming, especially the royals.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of
Yeah.
royal association.
Yes.
That's awesome. So I take it you like the meaning of your name?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I really, as you know, nobody has a choice, but I was happy with the choice because it did derive from the Greek origins, and
Mhm.
in the Greek culture, you're always named after your paternal grandparent. So
Okay.
my dad's dad was George,
Oh, wow. That's
so
cool.
so it kind of carries on that tradition. And that's the way a lot of the Greeks do it. So you're always named after the paternal grandfather,
I love that.
who has the
That's really
exact
neat.
same name, George, even my middle name, George Peter
Okay.
Kataminos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very Greek.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So cool.
yeah.
Just curious, what do you think of the movie? It's
Oh, my big fat Greek
My
wedding.
Big Fat Greek
Yeah,
Wedding. Yeah.
a lot of
I love
truth
that.
to it, but a lot of embellishments.
Yeah, I
Like,
love that
we don't
movie.
baptize in pools, but but you know, the Greeks who attended it were laughing their heads off because it's
Yeah.
so true to life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. When have you ever wanted to change your name? Did you ever have the thought like growing up, like I wish I had a different name?
No, not really, because I ended up having a lot of nicknames. So if I would have changed it, it would have been one of the nicknames. A lot of my friends call me Geo, so I would have changed it to GEO just for
Okay.
simplicity.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
So it would have been Geo.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And has your first name ever been mispronounced?
My last name, a lot, but
Yeah.
the first name, no, no, not
Okay.
really. No, pretty simple. I was always told that, and you're into naming, but and I don't know, you might know this, and I don't, but it's one of the few, maybe the only name that just kind of continues. So
Hmm.
George, and just keeps going the letters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
It,
that's
it
neat.
never stops with the spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And do you think that the meaning, like farmer or earth worker, or even just like what it represents, like courage and good over evil or dependability, do you think that any of those terms or the definition, is there any relevance on the way that you act or the way that you see the world around you based upon those meanings, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's probably through osmosis more than even thinking about it. But, as you know, being in human resources, it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
So you better be dependable, have courage, especially to do the right things by your employees and your coworkers. So, I guess that's an interesting connection when it comes to profession.
Yeah.
And of course, trying to do the right thing. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think there's connections that way, but nothing I ever thought about. But when you think about what I did for a living, there is some continuity there.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about like your career?
Yeah, I was one of the few that started in HR, meaning when I went to Ohio State and was looking at majors, they had a human resources management major. And then I started reading the description, and it said, well, that's going to be one of the most popular careers in the future and one that'll have plentiful employment.
Hmm.
So obviously, every college student, when they get out, want to get a job. So it's like, oh, this sounds good. If I get a job right out of school with this degree, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of took off from there because, I was able to build a career and not get pigeonholed. As you know, many others, HR has a variety of things you can do within the field. So that was beneficial not to be locked into doing the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Because literally every day in HR is an adventure, and, and it's always
Yeah.
different, and it's all because of the people and the issues you're dealing with. So, I was happy with the choice, and they were right. There's always been plentiful jobs in the field ever since I started.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And I actually have one more follow-up question on that.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite aspect of HR?
Really kind of what you hear from coaches and teachers. It's, kind of the imprint you can put on the people in the organization,
Mm.
from how you treat them, how you reward them, how you recognize them, the benefits you provide them, kind of the totality of the employment experience. And, HR is kind of the core of that, along with leadership. But when the employees have issues, or problems or difficulties, they're not going to the executives, they're coming to HR. So I
Hmm.
guess it's that component of helping people and mentoring them and helping develop them. And the joy in it is watching them advance in their careers and feel you had a part of that, just kind of just like a coach and teacher.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
that's what most appealed to me about it, and then the positive feedback you get from that and how it impacts people's lives,
Yeah.
and making a difference. And there's no greater joy in like offering someone a job and them accepting,
Right?
and then watching them start in the company and be very successful, and you feel like you had a part in that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I work on the technical side of HR, but I always kind of wonder what it would have been like if I explored more on the recruiting side because
yeah.
I have a really good friend who is the director of recruiting at my
Mhm.
company and I can't I can only empathize and kind of imagine, like, with my own experience of getting a new job, like the excitement of that. And I think that that would
Yeah.
be a neat thing to
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, the other side of it is when you interact with people, most of them unfortunately have had a bad experience with HR. So
Yeah.
you kind of get painted with a broad brush and they look at you funny when you introduce yourself and they view us as the police.
Yeah.
And, I always told my friends, well, when I go to parties, someone asks me, I just tell them I'm a veterinarian because everybody loves animals.
Yeah.
Because if you're in HR, you're talking about what you do, and then they start asking you about problems they have at work, and you're no
Yeah.
longer having fun at the party.
That's true.
Yeah, so yeah,
That's funny.
it's just how it's very much a stereotype profession.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Okay. Well, and my last question for you. So, when I first started this podcast, I was curious about what books were saying about names and the significance of names. And I looked up what is the best-selling book of all time, happens to be the Bible.
Mhm.
And in the Bible, there's quite a few people where it mentions that their names were changed. So, for example, in Genesis, it says that God told Abram that he is no longer to go by the name Abram and to go by Abraham and to also call his wife Sarai Sarah. I was just curious what your opinion is about what is the significance of that being mentioned.
Yeah. I think that it's very interesting, and it gets back to your earlier point. Would I have changed my name if did I ever think about it? And I think the premise is a good one because when you're born, nobody kind of knows the character's traits that you're gonna be a part of you in terms of your DNA, and maybe that person or somebody else who's close to them recognizes that, hey, your characteristics, your personality, your DNA, your beliefs, your value system, maybe your name really doesn't fit that, and maybe that's a way for people to change their name to sort of empower themselves to better fit the way they truly are.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a
So
great word, empower.
yeah. So I take it if someone did it I think it's for the right reasons, and it's an expression of how they feel they really are.
Yeah,
So
I
if
agree.
yeah. So Uh, and a lot of people do change their name or use their middle name. And, it's a great question because I've never really asked anybody, well, why'd you feel you need to do that? What's the premise for it?
Yeah.
People have to have a reason, you would think.
Yes.
Beyond, I just don't like the name, like a little deeper than that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Solid answer. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those were all my questions. Did you have any questions for me?
I guess what have you learned personally and professionally as you've gone through this exercise about people's connectivity to their name and how they feel good or bad or indifferent about their name, and how many, as a rough estimate, would change their name if they could or took that step?
Yeah, that's a great question. What I've learned, especially after interviewing over 100 people now, most people like the meaning of their name. The majority of the people that I interview do. And I think, and I do like to interview people who aren't super young. I think maturity and age also helps you appreciate your name more, especially the people who I've interviewed who have unique names. Like they may not have liked it when they were younger, especially like me, but when you get older and you also understand the meaning of it, you might appreciate it more.
Hmm.
And then I also think that I don't know, like in terms of the answers for the question of would you change your name? Most people like it's that's the hardest question to answer for the most part because you're so I know every single person they've been with their name for as long as they've been alive.
Yeah.
So it's such a an important thing because it's tied to you. And most people choose their middle name, which is because it's also, I think, comfortable,
Hmm.
familiar.
Yeah.
But then if it's a completely different name, it's not their middle name, I try to always look it up when I'm doing the interview, and it's so interesting like to learn the meaning of the name that they would choose because it's either complimentary of their current name or
Yeah,
it kind of surprises in a really good, refreshing way to the person learning about it. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And do you think your name being unique was part of this, and you want to do a little more research on how people are named and how it reflects them?
Yes, I definitely think I would not be doing this podcast if my name was not unique and if I
Yeah,
didn't like it for a long time. And
yeah,
I'm kind of making lemonade out of lemons, if you
yeah,
will, because like I didn't really like my name for such a long time. Now I love it,
yeah,
and I learned to love it because of the meaning of it. So,
yeah, yeah. And the other thing is, you probably found this. If you have a unique name, people remember it.
yes, this is true.
They, it's not because of my first name, it's my last name.
Yeah,
People, or if they want to find me, I'm easily found because of my last name.
yeah,
It's either me or relative, so
yeah,
they don't forget.
yeah.
Yeah. And of course, coming along with that, it's an immersion into the Greek culture because usually I'm like the only Greek they know, and
Yeah.
and there's a lot to it, and they like to learn more about being Greek and what it's like and all the traditions and so forth. And the other thing we didn't talk about, you might find interesting, a lot of Greeks, they celebrate name day, their name day
Interesting.
and the name day is the date of the saint. So Saint George, in my case, when he passed and was martyred, was April 23rd. So I have an April 23rd name day, which is like a
Ah,
birthday. And
okay. So you
everybody
get
in the
like
group,
two birthdays
yeah,
basically.
yeah. And the other part of
Interesting.
it too, because so many Greeks immigrated in the United States and elsewhere, they didn't have good records. So a lot of the immigrants didn't know when their birthday was. So they used their name day.
Interesting. You're
So
teaching
my
me something new.
grandfather, who I'm named after, he didn't know what his birthday was. So he just used his name day, April 23rd. He didn't know what his birthday
Wow.
was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because he came over on a boat when he was 12 years old. So he had no
Wow.
idea of anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So all the Greeks celebrate name days.
And what do they do on those
Well,
days?
they treat it like a birthday.
Okay. So you like have a cake or whatever?
Yeah. The people that do it right do, but the
That's
non-Greeks have no
awesome.
clue. Like, I'll be lucky if my wife remembers it.
Oh, that's
But I
awesome. I'm
wish
gonna
I wish
totally
she'd spoil me on my name day, but she's not quite there yet.
now I'm gonna do like this whole rabbit hole research
Yeah,
on name
I
day.
know. Yeah. So like today was Frank. Frank's name day was today. So
Okay.
yeah, like and when the church bulletin comes out, James, they list everybody's name day for the whole month. All
That's
the names.
awesome. So
Yeah.
this is the Greek Orthodox Church does that?
Yeah. All the
Okay.
Eastern Orthodox, which is a Greek, but you can look it up. You'll get a kick out of it. Look up name days uh,
Okay.
for the Greek Orthodox or Eastern Orthodox faith, and you have all kinds of information on it.
That's cool.
It's a pretty big deal.
Interesting. Thank you
Yeah.
for teaching me something new.
Yeah. You'll have fun reaching that, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
how the name days are. So again, if
Cool.
you're lucky, you get two birthdays.
Okay. I love it. I won't complain about that.
No, no. Now, in your case, you might have to find your middle name day, and maybe there's one, but
Yeah.
probably not Jama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
but
sure. Or I can
probably
look
your
up
middle name.
James.
If it's more, yeah, James, yeah, because
Yeah.
my son's James, so yeah, he has one.
Nice.
Yeah, St. James. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Anything else you want to add to names?
No, no. Oh, I didn't really tell you, one of the reasons I was happy with my name because, again, of St. George. And then I came as I got older. Well, the first president of the United States was George Washington. That's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
as you know, you kind of acclimate to people like, oh, they have my name. That's kind of interesting. But in history, there wasn't too many Georges, but the ones that
Yeah.
were And I like music, so George Harrison of the Beatles, he was always a favorite. So you, as you know, you latch on to people that have your name and try
Yeah.
to learn a little bit about them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
true.
George Patton's another one, the general. So yeah.
Yeah. And all the George Bushes.
All the George Bushes and all the Royals, George. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool for me that one of the children was named George because it might bring the name back because it was kind of dying on a vine. But now there's a Prince George who's
Yeah.
going to be king one day. So it might have some life to it.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so, so fingers crossed for me that my name comes back up the rankings.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it probably is. That's
Yeah,
what
let's
tends to
hope.
typically happen.
Yeah. Uh,
Very
it was
cool.
really fun talking to you. I appreciate you getting a hold of me. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it and enjoyed listening to some of your podcasts. There's a lot of them. I made it through all of them, but my wife's Nancy, so we were listening to the Nancy one you did with your friend.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
It
I
sounds
actually
like,
have two with Nancy. She's great. So,
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's great. You built a friendship around it. That's wonderful.
yeah, I know it's
Yeah,
been such a blessing. And meeting
I
you, this
know.
conversation has been so great. So, thank you.
Yeah. And if you're ever in Nashville, give us a holler.
Okay, I will for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you again. And if I can do anything to help you down the road, you know how to get a hold of me.
Thank you so much, George. Appreciate
Okay.
it. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe or follow the podcast on your favorite platform. Your support helps me continue bringing you meaningful conversations with remarkable guests. Don't forget to tune in next time for more insightful discussions and inspiring stories. Until then, thank you for listening and keep striving to make a positive impact wherever you are. And don't forget to tap into the meaning of your own name to find a deeper sense of confidence in your purpose.